Oh boy, it is a beautiful view here at the Brawl-B-Cue. I am the Sentinel. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second major event of the summertime, but I'm not here alone. Who's with me?
The guy who you keep barging into my house and breaking my roof, JOSHAGEDDON. We've been trying to fix the hole, and I'm not happy.
Hey, I gave you a lot of duct tape. Okay, so you've got, you know what? It was 3M tape. I lied. It's 3M tape, so it probably wasn't helpful.
And a couple ducks, because you thought it was funny.
Well, let's not get crazy here, otherwise we'll have to go see a quack. But in any case, here comes Dave Chappelle and Smoke, and hey, it's the summertime, baby. We're gonna have some fun today, and that's we start out with a big tag match as Rain and Souls, 2/3 of Cold Rain and Souls, after Sub-Zero was unsuccessful in challenging for the CIW World Championship, a title held by Symbiote Spiderman that will be defended tonight against Jack Black, JOSHAGEDDON. Big time matchup.
That's going to be fun to watch, even though his deservedness of that title match is questionable, but whatever.
Yes. Well, of course, with Abizzle in charge, who has just texted me that in case we did not already know, he is The Rock. Now, yeah, okay. Thank you. Which is, that was very pertinent information.
He sent me a voicemail.
And he signed that.
He sent me a voicemail earlier today, and it was just The Rock's theme song.
But really scratchy, right? Like he held it up to the television. Yeah, he did that with me too. Here comes Rain and Souls, and a big part of why this match is happening is that it was mentioned before that Smoke was not a big fan of what, all of the other Mortal Kombat ninjas are really disappointed in Ermac. That he's sold his souls to Rain and Sub-Zero and formed this alliance, especially with his kids, Ermo and Ermac, and wife, Elmo? I've never been certain about that dynamic. Here we go. Referee Will Sasso here on the evening. Love you, Will.
Yeah. Elmo, of course, a TAW wrestler. I've talked to him, and he's not very happy about it either. But he's like, you know what? I'll let my hubby do what he wants.
Yeah, it's listen, I'm surprised that and Abizzle does not like me bringing up the fact that those two are an item, and and a tag into Smoke here.
Well, that's not very progressive of him now, is it?
It's definitely not. And but in any case, so Smoke started tweeting, and a low blow from Ermac. Message sent. And well, because Smoke started tweeting about how disappointed he was, and you're a bad example to your children. And Ermac said, "Don't you talk about my children? I am many, you are but one." He repeated that a lot. It was like a 24 tweet thread of just "We are many, you are but one." It got kind of ugly. Even Rain and Sub-Zero had to be like, "Dude, stop." And
put down the phone.
Yeah, Sub-Zero literally froze Ermac's Twitter. And so Ermac asked Abizzle for this matchup, and AB said, "Yeah, sure, eat your heart out, or what? Do you have a heart?" And Ermac responded, "We are many, you are but one." He goes, "All right, cool." And I was in the room for that conversation, by the way. I saw that happen. And
he says that as often as Abizzle reminds us all that he is in fact The Rock.
I think that's where he kind of started getting the idea from. He's like, you know what? Just repeating things a lot is a great idea.
And really hit into your head.
And now Dave Chappelle's tagged back in as Ermac with a big drop kick. Ermac and Dave, the legal men, as Will Sasso trying not to get hurt here on this. He's been back in something of a limited capacity since every time he enters a cage match, he gets hurt. And now a nice
yeah, basically
headlock. But
it's been like the match has been going for like a minute, and I'm surprised he hasn't already been decked yet.
Well, JOSHAGEDDON, if he does get decked, what can these people do to make sure he gets the medical attention he needs?
You can you can subscribe, you can comment, you can share to #SaveAReferee today, and help me pay for my roof.
That's right. Well, and help pay for more 3M tape for his roof. Because we're just gonna, to be honest,
I had to feed those ducks, by the way, because if I didn't and let them die, I would get in trouble for animal cruelty.
Well, I'm glad that you did feed the ducks. That was a test. And now, and a double clothesline. A double clothesline from Dave Chappelle, as that's what you wanted to do to the ducks, but then you would have been arrested. And a rake to the eyes.
Have PETA on my ass, and I just like to pretend that they don't exist.
That's right, and I believe that both of those ducks are hermaphroditic. I genetically modified both of them, so they actually...
Why?
Because you could resale value. You could probably make a good amount of money in some genetically modified hermaphroditic ducks. What is our bits now? As Dave Chappelle with a Fujiwara armbar
Why?
is taking down Rain.
The past 10 seconds.
Wanting to stop the Rainmaker. And a big belly to belly from Smoke. As Smoke and Dave Chappelle...
We're talking about hermaphrodite ducks, and Dave Chappelle has a fucking ninja in an arm lock.
That's right.
This is our life right now, Sean.
That's right. And Smoke and Dave Chappelle, they're coming off a big win from the WrestleBration where they beat Neo and Riddick. Or, I'm sorry, not from the WrestleBration. I take that back. That was from Massacre. As they won that matchup after getting screwed by Jerry Jones, unintentionally so, I think. It was a tough call. It was still a tough call to make. I don't blame Jerry Jones. He's busy being All In. And it's going to work out about as well as All In worked last year. But that's a different story and a different context altogether.
Yes.
Ermac in the ring with Dave Chappelle. Football, Josh, again. Football. 1, 2, and only 2 as Smoke breaks up the count.
You were just testing me in this commentary today.
Well, Ermac's got kids. And
I'm aware.
And I heard that you talked to both of those kids because they wrestled a match at one point for TAW. Are they normal?
They're sane, kind of. They had one match in TAWTF, and that was enough. It was a successful endeavor.
Oh, they won. Oh, was
yes,
it? But was it like a David Flair situation? Like he's only here because he's the son of Elmo and Ermac and all that, and now looking for maybe a count of 10 punches and doesn't even go for it, and brags that he doesn't go for it. That's just humiliating.
That was a dick move.
That was a majorly dick move from Ermac. And what kind of example does this set for his kids? And now, nice tag team maneuver there. That was actually a good example. As that big kick to the gut, as Rain now laying on the attack.
The gut with that knee.
Yeah, now, and now knee. I want to say that's a knee to the inner thigh, but I know better. Message sent, this time by knee. I'm sorry if we're not excited at that, but we get a lot of messages sent in this company. Cover by Ermac 1, 2, and only 2. I'm so jumbled and excited, but Smoke breaks up the count.
Knees to the balls twice, tag out, pin.
Yep, and God! Dave Chappelle just nearly kicked the back of the head, nearly Goldberged Ermac.
Dear God.
That was brutal.
And then Ermac would complain about it for the next 30
years. He would be complaining. There'd be documentaries for the end of time about Dave Chappelle. And,
goes out to dinner with his 2 weird kids. How was dinner with your kids? Oh, it was fine. Would have been better if Dave Chappelle didn't kick me 20 years ago. All right, Ermac.
Oh, man. You know what? That is a character arc I could see for Ermac, though. You can totally get. I totally get it. But you saw that Ermac and Rain, they fancied themselves something of the Hart Foundation. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Ermac, as Rain has got Will Sasso distracted, Ermac going after the Ermac's elbow here could be enough to put Dave Chappelle away. Bam!
Is that going to be enough?
Is that going to be enough? Smoke in the ring, 1, 2, and an elbow drop as Smoke has once again saved the matchup.
There we go, Smoke.
As, of course, we've got 2 other big matchups coming up before our big world title match here tonight. We've got the rubber match between Nina Sayers and Lara Croft with the series tied at 1, as well as the grudge match between Simon Belmont and the man who cost Simon his matchup against Symbiote Massacre, Nathan Von Schrader.
The sheer amount of thighs in that match.
Yeah, absolutely. Ridiculous. And, you have to wonder if, with Jack Black in the main event, is Eclipse going to get involved? We saw that be a major factor at No Man's Land. And you have to imagine...
I hope that there's no weird moon magic bullshit.
Blow, yeah. Well, there was plenty of that in store. But with AB in charge, it's really hard to say. The ABP champion, formerly the Exceed championship, as it was called previously before Abizzle got his hands on it. And said, oh, God. and dropped
Leave
50K
Dave's
for it.
balls alone.
I know, Dave getting absolutely beaten down here as Rain and Souls have effectively cut off this ring and taken firm control of this matchup. Punch to the dick. Message sent.
Poor Dave. He's been hitting the jump so many times in this match.
I know, but he's uncancelable. So, like, I imagine that means he's got balls of steel. You know, maybe not in the most literal sense, so I'm sure it hurts. It always hurts. At the very least, your pride.
Yeah.
And now, oh, no, wait a second. Ermac took a punch to Will Sasso. And and a drop kick down.
Why?
Oh, no, wait a second. Ermac, what are you doing, man? And he's landed a big shot with a barbed wire.
Wow.
Right into the skull. And now hiding the evidence before Sasso can get back into the ring. Although Ermac is probably a little upset that this match isn't over after that Ermac's elbow. And a half Boston Crab, but too close to the ropes as Smoke breaks it up. Or tries to. And got to the count of 4. I don't know how Smoke missed that kick 4 times, but got the Bulldog.
And Ermac drop kicked the apron.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe just kicking the force of the weight of the bodies actually kind of kept things rigid. And maybe some sort of counter force move. I'm not a physicist, but
I was like, what? I'm just hearing words.
Centrifugal balance of momentum in an accelerated body is words that are used when talking about science. But
I have a BA in English.
But we're here watching a scientific beatdown of Dave Chappelle at the hands of Rain and Souls. Wait a second, Rainbringer, big Rainbringer, could be enough here. Ermac going for the cover, could be over 1, 2, and again, Smoke breaks up the pin.
There we go, Smoke. He's a good tag team partner.
He is a great, it's been a huge plus ever since, oh, wait a second, Ermac's got that bat. Now, this is not a no disqualification match, folks, and if Will Sasso sees Ermac hit somebody, we're going to have some serious issues here, but Ermac, I think he's just a little incensed at a spear.
Oh,
Dave Chappelle hit a spear as Dave is still in this matchup, but Ermac to the eyes, and he is mad at Smoke. He is not happy at Smoke, but he can't use the barbed wire. He's not allowed it. I think there was a miscommunication. Ermac got away, springboard, and lands on the face. And it was a DQ. He hit him with the barbed wire. He didn't care about Sasso. But the match is going to go to Dave Chappelle and Smoke, but at what cost is Dave Chappelle just got beamed face first by a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire?
That deteriorated at the end right there. That was crazy.
You want to talk about a sore loser in Ermac? They couldn't get it done. They couldn't beat Dave Chappelle, so they have to resort to the coward's way out. This is what Ermac and Rain have become. This is what Cold Rain is. Are you happy with yourselves? Are you winning, son? Well, let's find out what the women are doing. Lara Croft versus Nina Sayers. Aren't I so smooth with these transitions, Josh? Again, it's amazing. But we've got a rubber match.
Indeed you are. You're smooth as a baby's anus.
We're not going to talk about what anus you just talked about, but that is one of those times when our little communication issues or our intern who AB yelled at, canceling that noise, ended up working in our favor. But here comes Lara.
All right, come on, Lara. I'm looking forward to this rubber match.
Now, the last time these two faced each other was in the pre-show of the Massacre Premium Live event. I'm kidding.
Dude,
I'm kidding.
You are really testing me this time around. First you bust through my house again, and now, look, I'm going to talk about football and Premium Live event. Come on.
Well, I spoke to my friend Nick Kahn on the flywheel of what we're going to do. Anyway.
John,
so
my head is in my hands right now.
The last time they met was at Massacre at the pre-show. And Nina Sayers got the win.
What do you mean the buy-in?
But it was no. And it was a great matchup that they had. And of course, Nina and Lara also competed on day 1 of the WrestleBration back on January the 29th, a match that Lara Croft won. So here we are. And you have to wonder, is anyone in the Natalie World Order, which consists of, at this point, just Natalie and Evie Hammond and Nina Sayers. Is anyone going to help Nina Sayers here in this matchup? Because so far, it's been fairly even without any interference from anyone involved.
Yeah, things have not been going as swimmingly as the NWO probably would have liked it to be over the past couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Natalie Portman's still very pissed at Jimmy Corderas, although she hit him first with a chair, and he had none of that.
And I mean, again, you don't fuck with Jimmy Corderas.
You don't fuck with Jimmy. That's like rule number 1 of referees, especially Jimmy Corderas.
Yeah.
This man fucked Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, don't mess with Jimmy.
The most viewed video this channel's ever come out with.
Jimmy Corderas is weirdly the most over CIW wrestler we have as our referee. Yeah. And now a nice big suplex to start out of this. Now, you said you don't want Lara to win. Tell me why you think she's got the advantage here in this third and final, presumably, matchup between the two.
Well, because she's way more experienced than Nina Sayers. I mean, she's a former TAW from the Tough Champion. She's been in CIW for a while.
From the beginning, she was in the first match.
Yeah, and Nina is more used to being just being a part of a group.
Yeah.
She hasn't as much. Again, it's the experience difference between the two that I'm leaning on.
No, absolutely. And Nina had her very first victory was against Lara Croft at that Massacre pre-show. And, you know, she had that swan dive that she uses, which I thought was relatively underwhelming when she used it. But perhaps she's got a new strategy here. I mean, she was using those heels to her advantage last time quite a few times. She was very aggressive on the chop. And it's difficult because Nina Sayers, she doesn't go outside. She kind of lives in kind of a dark room. So it's actually not paint that you're seeing there or any sort of makeup. That's just genuinely pale skin from Nina Sayers. And so when she's underneath the lights, that's a culture shock.
Sheamus took one look at her and went, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, even Sheamus was like, maybe go get a tan. And a thumb to the eyes there, a little turnabout fair play from Lara, who got quite a number of meat wallet mutilations the last time these two fought.
Yeah, so she had to stitch that meat wallet back together.
Yeah, so you can't blame, ow. So you can't blame, that's a lot of nerve endings to sew together. Oh, and almost on cue, here comes Evie Hammond with a big back suplex. And Evie Hammond, who is, as unhinged as a broken Ritz cracker, ladies and gentlemen. There's no putting that back together. And and there's nothing you can put on top of it. There's no cheese you could use. There's no meat you could stack on top of that. There's no hummus that you can put on top of that Ritz cracker. It's gonna be broke, no matter what you do.
I'm just so concerned every time I see Evie Hammond.
Well, and it gave it, at least momentarily, it gave an advantage to Nina Sayers, as Lara was certainly not expecting Evie Hammond of the Natalie World Order, who is now circling the ring like a vulture. Oh, now roll up here. Big roll up cover 1, 2, and no, only 2.
That was a beautiful maestro cradle right there.
Yes, and it sure was. And you do it in here, and you'll have to clean it up. Tomb Raider, big Tomb Raider.
Damn, spiked her right on her head.
That is a devastating move, and it's amazing anybody gets up from that.
It's even worse because it looks like, isn't Nina wearing like a tiara or something?
Yeah, she is. And now, and then another poke to the masked eyes, as Lara Croft has come in here with a vengeance. Certainly not happy that she lost and the way she lost, and probably in the way that now that Evie is here, Lara has to keep her eyes in 2 different places. I'm seeing more of an aggressive streak out of the Tomb Raidress.
She's probably really fed up and annoyed with all this nonsense.
Well, not for nothing. When the women's division first launched, it was dominated by the Natalie World Order. That pissed off every woman in the locker room.
Yeah, basically.
Lara had to compete with them. The other Rangers had to compete with them. Oh, what a back suplex right on the back of the head.
That was nice.
I feel like Chad Gable could relate to that back suplex somewhat. But he's, as far as I know, dead. As that, back to the fireman's carry, take a drink or a scoop of ice cream.
His zombified corpse will now be in the Money in the Bank.
That's right. Oh, and what a move! A move to a roll-up cover 1, 2 and only 2. Nina Sayers nearly stole
that
it.
Was close.
That was sharply close. And now a forearm from Lara. Man, what an impressively countered move there by Nina.
How close can you possibly get without it actually being a 3?
Yeah, I don't know. Ask Sami Zayn. I don't know why I keep referencing this match. This is like the fourth time.
At least you're not worried about its placement on the card, Sean.
That's right. Well, no, it's nice in the creamy middle, just like this match.
Yeah.
And speaking of creamy textures, Nina Sayers is getting some meat wallet mutilation at the hands.
Part of that is fair play, honestly.
That's right. Well, but you kind of, again, you've seen Lara with a lot more of an aggressive streak. You know, willing to kind of bend those rules just a little bit as Will Sasso was giving Lara the business. And nice drop toe hold counter.
she went throat first into that bottom row.
Yeah, well, Nina charged in and Lara was right there to stop it. Elbow drop to the skull, swatted down.
Oh,
as that could be a momentum changer. As Nina Sayers, and I'm actually impressed that Evie Hammond has kind of just kept out of the ring, maybe almost like a lumberjill, but just as one person. You don't want to leave the ring with Evie Hammond there. And what a spear! What a spear! Nina Sayers was holding her gut, and no sooner did she grab it, was it speared through.
Yeah, Laura's sick of her shit, man.
Lara Croft is on a roll and a low blow. And that might be a difference maker as Nina is trying to get back into this matchup as Lara has just hossed her for the better part of 3 or 4 minutes here.
Jeez,
but
this is getting intense.
Hey, these women, this is the 3rd time these women have fought. The familiarity between the two has got to factor into this matchup.
Ooh, there was some stank on that snapmare as well.
Yes, there sure was. As Lara is probably wanting to move on from Nina Sayers.
Yeah.
And advance probably to a World Championship matchup opportunity if she can get it for the women's title. Another curl-up, roll-up here. 1, 2, and no, only 2. The mouth jargon roll-up. As
my Easter cradle, Sean.
Yes, exactly. And now another Tomb Raider. Which also followed that the last time. But that one might not, we might not see a third on that one. 1, 2, 3.
I called it.
As Lara Croft puts a definitive end to this rubber match. It's almost like Evie's presence just added fuel to an already lit fire as Lara comes out the victor.
Yeah.
And with that spectacular commentary addition, you sure have a way with words.
Indeed I do.
As Nina Sayers is holding her crown in disgust.
My word of advice to Lara Croft, bring this more aggressive side out more frequently. You might shoot your way to the top of the roster.
Yeah, seriously, this might be the opening that Lara has so desperately needed. A good definitive victory. Hey, wait a second! Wait a second! What is Sephiroth doing here? Sephiroth isn't supposed to be here, but neither is Eclipse, and I guess that Eclipse was probably coming to do what he tried to do to Sephiroth. Onto Symbiote Spider-Man, and Sephiroth was not having it.
He is tired of their shit.
Yeah, literally. He is tired of it, and he's going ham with that tire. That's like 6 shots with that tire here in the backup, and Sephiroth not letting Eclipse ruin another championship. How about that pile driver into the concrete?
No, he pile drove him on the tire.
Yeah. That was
sick.
Yeah, there's no cap to that hub. I'll tell you that. Not a shovel.
He ain't even capping.
Not a shovel. No cap for real, for real.
I hate both of us.
That one's for all you risen Gen Zers out there. And wait a second. Aerith Killer.
What have I done?
Aerith Killer. Aerith Killer.
If I was Aerith, I'm glad I'm dead.
Even Sephiroth was like, I gotta end this. What the hell are they talking about? No, he can't hear us. But if he did, he probably wouldn't have done the same thing. But instead, he is just beating the holy hell out of Eclipse. Wait a second. Lunar Eclipse. Onto Eclipse.
Wow.
Boy, you want to talk about evening the odds from an unlikely source.
I approve. Go Sephiroth.
And this is just a few short weeks removed from the Elimination Chamber he was in.
Uh-huh.
So, and anytime that you're in an Elimination Chamber, you feel that for a while. So
well, actually, he was actually attacked before that, like the day before. So he's been going through a lot.
Yeah, he's got some stuff to put off his chest.
Yeah.
And oh god, and now slamming him into that vehicle, that hearse, and and now what the hell's Boogeyman doing here?
What?
Why?
Okay.
Even Sephiroth's like, okay, nah, I'm good.
Okay, Sephiroth, that's probably the most relatable thing I've ever seen Sephiroth do.
Yeah, I don't blame Sephiroth a bit for that one. You know how much those worms would bug with his hair? He's like, yeah, not today. And oh god, not into the car hood. Just slamming Eclipse and dealing back every bit of punishment he received at No Man's Land. Oh my, AB just texted me a lot of angry texts. He is mad. And now keep in mind, JOSHAGEDDON, that Sephiroth does have, oh god! Face first into the glass.
I just got a text myself from AB, and it just simply says, fuck TAW. All right, thanks.
Well, and Sephiroth, he does have a rematch for that Exceeds Championship, now named ABP Championship, at Autumn Asylum. Wait a second, not another Lunar Eclipse into the stage light.
Oh.
And that was Brooke. Who knows what condition Eclipse is in, but is he a factor in this world title match? Hell no. Good for Sephiroth. That's what I'm talking about. Now, we have another grudge match. Nathan Von Schrader versus Simon Belmont.
The Thunder Thigh Express is coming into the station, ladies and gentlemen.
These two former members of the, the Forgotten Fighters, yeah, appropriately named Forgotten Fighters, as Nathan Von Schrader still is a member of the Forgotten Fighters, but it's now just him and Sagat who's running it, as Belmont betrayed, I suppose would be the word for it, or had enough of Sagat's BS back at Oblivion last year. And he has been fighting Sagat ever since and has not had any definitive wins. Could have had one in the False Count Anywhere match he had at Massacre with with Sagat if it weren't for this man. Nathan Von Schrader, who got involved, and the grandson of Graf Von Schrader of the Medal of Honor European Assault game. It tracks. Clearly drunk on Das Boots. That's kind of his thing. Here comes the Thunder Thighs Express himself. Who you got?
Real quick, I can smell the alcohol from here. Good lord.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he just drinks it nice and lightly. I mean, he's spilling it all in the back. The whole back smells like skunk beer.
There's chugging your drink, and then there's drinking it Nathan Von Schrader style.
Yeah, and Abizzle's been in there a lot lately as well.
Should be illegal.
Yep, and he's trying to get them to come to the moon, and they're like, they're not allowed across the country, so they're kind of difficult to get by. But here's Simon Belmont.
I'm going with Simon in this matchup. This dude is way past due for a monumental win.
Well,
and
and Simon is beyond pissed.
Yes.
I mean, it ended in a double countout, in a brawl, if you recall, that ended in 9 or 10 big boots to the face at the WrestleBration. Then Nathan Von Schrader gets involved, and it ends with a big squee after a long time of double teams. Thanks to Nathan Von Schrader. And all this guy wants to do is prove that he is better than, can beat, and should be beating Sagat, who misled him and held his career down, especially after winning 2 of the pins in the Soul Calibur gauntlet we had at Autumn Asylum last year. This man has been on the biggest almost roll you can get.
Yeah, essentially.
But can he do it here tonight against his former tag team partner and ally in the Forgotten Fighters, a faction so forgotten I did it myself. Here we go.
I mean, you kind of did that with the name of the faction, but still.
Yeah.
It gets funnier every time it happens.
It does. It does. Because there's a reason that it was named the way it was named. And right now, Simon Belmont just getting some big punches here to start. Who
do you have winning this matchup?
Well, it's difficult here because punch to the dick. It's difficult here and because the striking ability of both men is impressive. The strength of both men is impressive. But I almost think that Nathan Von Schrader, for the fact that he is a former Exceeds champion in his own right, oh, what a back suplex, does lend him to have a better success rate than Simon Belmont. That being said, Simon Belmont is more motivated than I've ever seen him in his career here in this 10 years of CIW. So he's a man on a mission to take down the people who have been messing with him for the better part of 6 months. And when it comes to, there's a lot of layers into this. So Will Sasso better keep his wits about him because I don't think either of these two are going to be afraid to throw an errant strike here and there just for the sake of the way they brawl.
Will just took a shot right to the kidney.
Yeah. Oh, what a shoulder block.
Damn.
With a big tackle and now more punches to the skull. As we've seen nothing but strikes right now from the master of the Castlevania Crumbler.
Indeed. I mean, he's been striking this entire match.
Yeah, and actually a clothesline, and no matter what the women's adjectives that they use to describe him, he has been definitely using a lot of punches and kicks. Low blow, message sent.
But honestly, because of Abizzle and all this shit, the amount of low blows, there's just been a sharp uptick.
Yeah, well, he's like, send messages. And now, how about that as a message? Just raining down punches. And almost got to 10, but at 9, Nathan Von Schrader was able to get the hand up.
You know, one thing I just realized, he's so drunk, maybe it's harder for him to feel those strikes.
Maybe. Well, wait a second. That might be proven here. We're going to see a half pint. He's got him in the half pint already. Launching a half pint. That could be it. As Simon Belmont just had his neck completely smashed.
That is disgusting to look at.
A devastating half pint. We've seen that put away a number of individuals. And now just, knees to the skull.
But he's not even bothering going for the cover.
No, well, he knows.
Yeah, he's not done.
Well, that's the thing. We were talking about Oh, God, what a boot from Belmont. We were talking about familiarity, JOSHAGEDDON, before when we were talking about Nina and Lara. These two were a good part of a year team. Fall-away slam over the top onto the pavement.
Wow.
As Simon Belmont, an aggressive streak from Simon Belmont here.
But you can see it took him a second to capitalize. That half pint did take some damage.
Oh, absolutely. It took a good chunk out of him and now just chops to the chest. Big chops to the chest as, I have to imagine that shaking Von Schrader up a bunch is going to allow all those beer juices to stir. And, is causing the spins part of the strategy here.
Perhaps. Oh, look at the strength.
Look at the strength here and the power slam.
That's straight out of Sagat's playbook.
That's straight out of Sagat's playbook. You want to talk about messages being sent.
Yeah.
As Simon Belmont, all he wants is just a fair match between him and Sagat.
You know what? It's Sagat we're talking about.
I know. There is no one eye but two assholes is Sagat.
Yeah.
As that big clothesline, and God, and just no-sold the clothesline to a Castlevania Crumbler.
Damn.
That was one of the biggest shots I've seen Von Schrader hit, but that might not matter. As that one Castlevania Crumbler, the cover here, 1, 2, 3.
That is what I'm talking about.
As Simon Belmont secures a big win off Nathan Von Schrader.
That was impressive.
That was impressive, but you have to wonder why Sagat didn't make his presence felt. Here, you think that he'd have been by the side of Nathan Von Schrader.
Because he's a dick.
I know. And you think to think that people actually look up to Sagat as a leader, like people would actually join the Forgotten. Your name's the Forgotten. Wait a minute. What is this? This is the Ultimate Beast, Brandon Ulrich. What the hell is Ulrich out here doing? What is he out here for? Last time we saw him, he beat Johnny Cage at No Man's Land. But why? What's he out here for?
So, Sean, first the football, then the premium live event, then
I didn't know he was coming. What is this? No, wait a second. No, we didn't see it because of the camera shot. But Nathan Von Schrader got up and clubbed Simon Belmont and must have tossed him to the outside.
Oh, no.
And oh, come on, no, not this.
Oh, no.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me Ulrich has been lulled by Sagat's siren songs on the island. Sagat, you're Circe, because you're such a pig. A one-eyed Circe is what you are. Back suplex.
The mental imagery at this time.
That's all
you. So concerning.
That's for all you Greek Methodists out there. And now right hands.
Jesus.
As now, I guess I don't mean to make light in the midst of this, because it appears that Brandon Ulrich, who has had an impressive series of victories, one against Johnny Cage and Ken Masters, two people that Sagat has actually run afoul of now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now here he is. So you have to wonder if Sagat was the whole reason that Ulrich even came back to CIW in the first place, punched to the dick, and now it's a one-on-two again.
And Simon already won the match.
And oh yeah, the match is already over. Simon's already gotten his victory here, and now a shoulder tackle into the back.
As if I couldn't hate this dude any more than I already did.
Well, it's hard to change a leopard's spots when it's a cheetah. And that is what Brandon, I mean, and he's got that devastating Beast Slayer that we've seen Ken Masters. We have not seen Ken Masters or Johnny Cage since falling victim to Brandon Ulrich. So love him or hate him, he's been successful. As Nathan Von Schrader's just taking a breather and letting Ulrich just pick the bones. And oh, come on, now on the table. And does Simon Belmont have no friends? Like, I mean, I know that nobody's scheduled to be here. I mean, it's not like Ken or Johnny is scheduled to be here, but it doesn't really matter because neither was Ulrich. And it seems like in Abizzle's land, anybody can come to anything at any time for any reason.
To be fair, Simon probably
oh, God, what a boot!
Dear God!
And Belmont's been busted open.
Dude, some of the blood from that just went right across my monitor.
Yeah, I'm really glad that didn't end up in my Monster Rehab plugged by Abizzle. Sponsor us.
I'm still not
wait a minute. Wait a minute, not this. Beast Slayer through the table!
Oh,
he's dead. He's dead. Somebody get some attention. Somebody get some medical, as Adam Pearce would say.
Medical.
No, we need EMTs out here. We need some security to come break this up.
Medical facility.
Yeah, or a hospital if you're a person. As that was just raking the forehead. This is gross. He's already busted open. He just took a Beast Slayer.
Dude, there's so much
now
blood.
A miscommunication as I think both of them went for a boot at the same time. And not again.
On him like a pack of rabbits.
Not another Beast Slayer. Yeah, and then down goes Belmont. He's out. He's out. And look at the celebration of these two. What did you accomplish? You didn't win anything. You just beat up Simon Belmont again. But good job, guys. I'm sure that your two-assholed, one-eyed Sagat is squeeing in the back as we speak. And I hope he has a towel to clean it all up.
All right.
Because this is just disgusting. Agreed. As is that imagery. As these two, is anyone going to be able to stop the Forgotten Fighters? Can Simon Belmont catch a break?
He might have broken something.
He might have just gotten a couple of them as we speak, but it's time for the main event.
If Jack Black wins,
world title on the line.
I will be so sad.
It is Symbiote Spiderman, the world's heavyweight champion, the CIW Heavyweight Champion, up against Jack Black, who was given this title match as a result of Abizzle, the ABP champion, current head of CIW's table, currently The Rock, also known as Papa Bizzle.
I got a text. We know he is The Rock.
Yep.
No, I will not drink this weird moon monster.
But Symbiote Spider-Man he's not afraid of a challenge. And as a matter of fact, when this title match was announced, Symbiote Spider-Man Bully actually said to me, "Good, I'm gonna fuck him up." Dude, that was his an exact quote. And then he walked away from me. And the thing is, I've talked to Bully Maguire before about this. He never wanted to be accused of being somebody who left for long periods of time and wouldn't put his belt on the line against adversity. You know, he wanted to be a fighting champion, so it's not difficult for Abizzle, who's like, "Hey, you want to defend your belt?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up." He's an easy ask as a champion. And here he is tonight. But can he overcome the odds of Jack Black? And will we see Abizzle on this night?
We saw him not too long ago when he debuted his new championship.
Yep. And here comes Jack Black.
Debuted a brand new hole in my ceiling.
That's right. That was, again, all his choosing. And more 3M tape is on its way. And
more hermaphrodite ducks that are just confusing at this point.
And Persia, I believe, may have thrown another Sandy Banana in there just for the lols. But
what did I do? Just tell me, what did I do, Sean?
Well, listen, Jack Black is a guy who really is got a hell of an opportunity here, whether you agree with why he got it or not. This is a huge matchup for Jack Black. This could be a game changer for Tenacious E. They've already got the Exceeds Championship. They've already got Eclipse, although he was taken out by Sephiroth earlier to prevent what happened to him. So with that in mind, the fact that Jack has come out alone makes me think that Jack is going to try and win this alone. But folks, that is what it's all about. The CIW Heavyweight Championship of the world being defended here tonight at the Brawl-B-Cue.
Here we go. I'm excited for this, though.
Boy, what a matchup. As Bully Maguire with the devastating Bellini, and we've got the KG kick on the other side of that equation.
And the wild card that is Abizzle, the guy that's running the show.
That's right. As he's but this is just a one fall to a finish matchup as Jack Black's sizing up Bully Maguire. As Bully Maguire, you know, he's been known to hit that Bellini in an instant, but he's also a man of an endurance game. You know, he can handle quite a lot of punishment and hit you right at the 11th hour, right when you least expect it.
And let's not forget, I think it was his last title defense, which was a triple threat elimination match. He got both eliminations.
That's right. He pinned both Freddy and Sub-Zero.
That's nothing to gawk at.
Well, because, you know, you heard a lot of people whisper, you know, that he didn't deserve the belt, and he didn't, you know, he lucked out of the wins that he got, or he's too small of a guy, or he's a guy that just loses all the time. You know, that Magnation stench still bothers him. You know, even though he really had nothing to do with that, and that was just regular Spider-Man, he still takes that personally.
Yeah.
And, you know, and on the other side of this, Jack Black, he's having a great time. A kick to the head. There's a lot of his Britney Spears cover being played on the moon, I'm told. And I'm glad that he's stuck with the Bowser thing, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But speaking of kicks, all it takes is one kick of the KG kick that has felled a number of people in the past. And do you remember Jack Black nearly won the Money in the Bank matchup? That was the Elimination Chamber that Kratos ended up winning. And now with this shot to the leg, that wrenching of the leg sideways, exploiting referee Will Sasso's count.
And he actually gave Kratos a little bit more trouble than one would expect.
Yeah, and that shot with the knees. And you have to give credit to the psychology of exploiting that shot with the knees, knowing what the Bellini's capable of. Nice body slam there. And a knee to the face.
Damn, Jack knows that this is a huge opportunity for him. And he doesn't want to disappoint his boss.
Well, and there's also, you have to imagine, you know, when it comes to the CIW title, because we don't have too many title matches all the time, sometimes one shot is all you get.
Yeah.
You know, you get a shot at the World Championship. It's not something that comes lightly, as the referees count up to, or was going to be up to 4, but Jack Black leaves the ring, breaks the count, and an abdominal stretch from Spider-Man, from Bully Maguire.
He got him, he wrapped him around him like a spider.
That sure did. Well, and that's become one of his signature moves. And oh, there goes the Monster Can. Monster Rehab, sponsor us. And now choking him, or it looked like he was choking him. But again, this has been the biggest, like, punishment cock tease show on the planet.
I know.
It's like it's some disrespect or humiliation of like, yeah, I could hurt you, but I won't. Just to be like, yeah, I have power over you. This is the weirdest power trip show we've ever seen.
Well, look at who's running the show as of late.
Yeah, well, it's certainly, it comes from the top down, ladies and gentlemen. It has been nothing short of chaotic. Hence why this matchup's taking place. But so far, neither one of them has really been able to gather definitive ground. Tilt-to-World Backbreaker from Bully McGuire might change that.
That tilt-to-world backbreaker is one of the prettiest moves in Symbiote Spider-Man's arsenal.
Well, and to think of how far Symbiote Spider-Man has come in 10 years' time. The wrestler he's evolved into, from being the finals of the King of the Spring tournament against the Joker, which I argue he would have won had the Flash not gotten involved. I wouldn't say helped, but got involved.
Yeah, Flash existed.
You know, he was the guy who was chosen to face the Joker when Joker debuted, as we were trying to stick it to TAW in a very short-sighted decision I have now come to admit. Roll up 1, 2, and only 2.
Oh, that was close.
You know, Spider-Man, he's gotten close to winning the tag titles on a number of occasions, and now just launching him outside of the ring is Jack Black.
And he was in the first ever CIW match over 10 years ago.
That's right, and has a currently winning record. I believe it's like 4-3 in amount of times he's faced Prince of Persia on February 4th. And is on the upper side of that. Just don't ask him to be in an Iron Man match. That's like the one thing he can't do. At least against Prince of Persia. I can't say against anybody else, because he did advance against, I believe it was Pepsi Man in the
yes, I believe so.
In the finals of that, or the semifinals, I should say.
And a nice jawbreaker counter,
and a big bulldog from Jack Black here in this World Heavyweight Championship match. The world title on the line here at the Brawl-B-Cue.
And again, launching him to the out. I don't know about this. Oh God.
Yeah. Oh God. And a springboard. A good CIW quality, 30%.
Indeed.
As that
I would be afraid of landing knee first on someone else's knee doing that.
I know, that's just a recipe for disaster. And folks, we've got one more major event of the summer, the Midsummer Showdown on August the 17th, which is main evented. It's our #1 contenders show. The #1 contender for the tag titles, the world title, and the women's title, all on the show, as well as Shiva versus the Grim Reaper.
Ooh, that's a big one right there. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a major, major show. That all of that is going to determine the #1 contenders heading into Autumn Asylum in September. Stay tuned for that 2-day show on the 28th and 29th of September. But we're still a ways from that low blow. But who will be world champion for that #1 contenders heavyweight title triple threat match that's going to take place next month? That has Aquaman, Freddy Krueger, and Sub-Zero in the mix.
Oh,
and a big shot to the
spine buster.
Yeah, that was a devastating spine buster, and you don't see that very often from Jack Black. That was a big-time move there from the Bowser Black.
You know, we can question how much he deserves this title opportunity, but I will give him credit. He's putting in the work right now.
He's fighting his ass off, man. He knows what's at stake. And, you know, you think about it, if Jack Black wins the world title and Abizzle's got the Exceeds title, they've basically got control, like complete control. And
yeah, essentially.
That's a dangerous proposition. And went for the leg drop. That I forget what we called that. Some hangover of some description. And now shot into the ring post.
That might be a huge mistake by Jack. He could have easily jacked up his hip doing that.
Yeah, that was a bold move to make from the end of the turnbuckle. And, you know, to win the world title, you got to take risks. Not faulting him for it, but it's a difficult thing.
The baby Bowsers.
Oh, God. The Bowser Jr. and the paintbrush. Oh, Lord. That's brutal.
Man.
The star and coins of Bowser. As now Jack Black just needing a minute. Needing a minute there. As now's the time for a mini game break. As now back in comes Jack Black, and Spider-Man probably appreciated that moment as well as...
He might have been trying to bait Spider-Man out there, but Spider-Man didn't take it.
Wasn't having it this time around, and neither of these men have hit their definitive finishing kicks, and you almost get the impression at this stage of the game that it might just be one that does it.
Yeah.
But you never know. We've seen people kick out of Wilder.
Yeah.
So you just never know here in this world title match. Both of these guys, very resilient wrestlers.
And again, Jack Black might be trying to bait him outside, but he almost got
Spider-Man this time. Spider-Man saw it and knew what was coming. As these two, very calculated. There's still a lot of measuring going on between these individuals. Yeah. A very cerebral match is being taken place right now, grinding the forehead of Jack.
Yeah, Spider-Man has 10 years of experience in this company. So.
Yeah.
He's picked up some tips and tricks of the trade.
Well, and remember, there's a perfect example, that abdominal stretch. Remember there was a time, Josh, again, when Spider-Man was just flying all over the place, Tony Hawk style.
Yeah.
And it wasn't doing him any good, but you see he slowed down a lot of his approach, as you see again, with another abdominal stretch. He's a lot more grounded as an athlete. And it's not to say he doesn't take high-end risks, because he does, but you can tell he is definitely more prepared for each move. And there it is, a Sai moonsault, and just not on the mark.
But he didn't have anywhere near as bad of a landing that Jack Black had earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. That was calculated, but how many times does Spider-Man miss that moonsault? He knows where he's landing. And now just, again, turnabout fair play, as now just grating the head like a cheese grater is Jack Black here in this CIW Heavyweight title matchup.
Title is on the line, ladies and gentlemen.
Title on the line. Which one of these two men is going to walk away from this matchup the champ? Spider-Man, the incumbent. Challenger, Jack Black. Boss, Abizzle, member of Tenacious E. And also the Exceeds champion, who I know is watching.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't come out yet.
From the Abizzle sphere. Well, I almost imagine, now a back suplex, and I have to wonder, maybe Jack said, no, let me handle this. Or maybe they assumed that Eclipse was going to handle it, and Abizzle doesn't have pants on or something. It isn't going to come out here at this stage of the game. So,
I don't think they were prepared for Sephiroth's retaliatory action earlier.
Yeah,
earlier in this club.
And that's gotten into the head of Abizzle, who has an Exceeds title defense against Sephiroth at Autumn Asylum. It's the number one contenders match we're not having in August, because we already have that matchup set in stone for the books. And now a right hand from Spider-Man. As Spider-Man, we didn't talk about it as it happened, but Spidey's starting to feel his ribs a little bit more.
Yeah, so is Jack Black. After that suplex he gave him, he was very much favoring his ribs. Yeah, look at his bow and arrow.
Yeah, these guys, you could tell, they're both getting exhausted here. They are in a bad way, but this match has gone on for a while now.
Big clothesline.
It's one and a nice moonsault, standing moonsault from Spidey, top rope, and thought better of it as Jack Black got back up.
There we go. That is the experience right there.
Yeah, knowing discretion is the better part of valor, and Spider-Man has learned that over the years. As these two, now Spider charging in, Jack Black saw it coming, and now a Russian leg sweep right into the back, and I don't know if Spidey's head hit the back of those steel steps. On the way down.
I don't know if it did or not, but either way, that's like your head's bouncing off the floor.
Yeah, I have to imagine if Jack Black gets Spidey into the ring, we might have a new champion here, JOSHAGEDDON. But he can't win it on a countout. He's got to win it by pinfall or submission, champion's advantage.
If he beats Symbiote Spider-Man straight up, I can't really say anything about it.
I know, as Abizzle is seemingly, their plans, I think, were foiled halfway through this show. As Spider-Man is starting to build some momentum, but you almost feel like it's coming to a head, JOSHAGEDDON. Who's going to strike first? Thumb to the eyes.
That poke to the eye.
And oh, God, what a bulldog! And Spider-Man's been busted open. And his black mask might turn his traditional crimson.
Yeah. At least a very dark shade of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look at the blood pooling in that corner.
You could see it there. Spidey E is hurt, man. The champion is in trouble. Will he be able to retain his title here tonight against Jack Black? And what a spear!
Oh!
as these two have brawled.
Cut him in half.
These two have brawled out around the ring a lot in this matchup.
They're bringing the brawl to the Brawl-B-Cue.
Yeah, they sure have, folks. That is a very good thing that you brought up. They have brought the brawl to the Brawl-B-Cue, but will we see a change of title here tonight? The way we saw it at No Man's Land, Jack he almost went for it, went for that KG kick, but Spidey countered.
Well, the
Spider-Man with a flip, sunset flip, and too close to the ropes.
Oh, damn.
Boy, it is close. It could come down to any move at any moment, and was gonna get something, but Jack smartly leaving the ring.
Dude, everywhere Spider-Man steps, there's just a pool of blood.
Yeah, he is hurting for certain. This could come down to the wire here, as the world title is on the line here at the Brawl-B-Cue. This is your main event. And Jack Black now coming around the corner. Now a counter from Spider-Man doing the same thing. An Irish whip into the corner. Will Sasso smartly getting out of the way.
And now Spider-Man's still not able to capitalize on that Irish whip.
Exhaustion. Oh, a nice counter. Roll through. Bellini. Roll through into the Bellini. What a smooth move. And down goes Jack Black.
Man.
Could it be all? The cover here. The count. 1, 2, 3. And Symbiote Spider-Man retains.
That was one of the dopest transitions into a finishing move I've ever seen.
What a matchup. Jack Black tried for the KG kick. Spider-Man countered. Spider rolls through. Bellini, same set match. Symbiote Spider-Man, Bully Maguire retains the world title.
And Abizzle's got to be pulling his hair out backstage. Oh, I got a text from saying, fuck CIW, I'm The Rock. Thanks, all right.
Folks, this is not going to bring down Bully Maguire. A successful title defense against Jack Black, but who will be the #1 contender? We'll find out at the Midsummer Showdown. We'll see you next time.